Alright guys, it's Christmas Eve here in La Mata. As you can see, it's frost on the roof, snowing, ice cold winds, or maybe not. I've got to admit I enjoy Christmas in Spain. My favourite place is the Philippines, but here in Spain it's fairly chilled. It's not as big a deal as it is in the UK, or definitely not as the Philippines, because they have the Three Kings here in Spain, and that's their big sort of celebration. So it's a bit more relaxed and laid back. But one thing I do like from La Mata's point of view is nothing's in a rush. It's nice to get away from the, oh, have you got everybody's presents, have you done this, blah blah blah. Instead it's just like, it's almost like another day. Although we went to a party at Denise's last night, and we've just been invited to another party at Andreas's tonight. So that'll be our bit before Christmas. I'm still doing work around the bits and pieces that are ongoing. So yeah, no rest for the wicked, as I say. But myself, I do think Spain isn't going to change much. And on my other channel, somebody mentioned, I must have some sort of hang up on the UK relating to the Brexit stuff. It's not that. It's people keep asking me about Brexit. My personal view is, it ain't going to change much. Now, I can understand if you're retired, because the thoughts are around the healthcare. But if it wasn't the healthcare, do you think it would affect anything else? Probably not. Because at the moment, if you're unaware, that if you've paid into the UK system up to retirement, at the moment it will transfer over to Spain, and you're in the Spanish system, and you get healthcare rights. I don't say free healthcare, and the reason being is you contribute to the UK system for your entire working life, and it's often these sort of things that are lied to media-wise, in the sense of they say it's free healthcare. Free, there is nothing free. You paid for it. So the point being is, I can understand some people are a bit worried about it because they have to go private, because they may struggle to even pay for private healthcare. Another thing Denise brought up as well is about the pensions, because your pension could end up frozen, the same as if you were in Asia or somewhere else, and not go up annually, which it does in the UK, and it currently does in Spain and other places. Because of that, those pension rights change, it could be locked at a certain value when you moved over. So that's another thing to think about. I mean, my personal view is, although it doesn't affect me, I find it frustrating that they think that's acceptable on something that you paid for. It wasn't free, it's not a state pension, it was a funded pension from contributions paid for you, paid by you as a taxpayer. So that bothers me a little bit, but myself, I've written off my pension. If I get it, I get it, but I'm not really, I don't even trust that occurring. So this is why I'm looking at property instead. Something I can control, develop, and make it pretty much guaranteed, where the state pension, who knows what will end up in the next decade. So I can understand that, and I can understand the healthcare issues, but ultimately, if you want to make the change, I would say go for it. I've had no regrets of moving to Spain at all. I love it here. Learning the language is still time consuming and frustrating sometimes, but I don't see that as a major problem. I just see it as part of integration. I also find that the more you engage with people in Spanish, etc., the more you get involved in things that are ongoing, because you're sort of bridging a gap between English language speakers and Spanish. So you sort of become more embedded in what the Spanish are doing. So you get invited to more things, and you know more people and whatever, because you're speaking in Spanish and they like it. The there is nothing wrong with that. I think that's part of life. It's one of the things that a lot of people should have done 20 years ago when they moved over. But then again, there's a lot of stuff they didn't do in over 20 years either, like getting into the system in any form, which is where all this backlog is being created. Because I talked to somebody yesterday, they're still trying to get their driving license sorted, and obviously a lot of people just haven't done it, and now in a hurry to get all of them through in a short period of time. But hey ho, it's just politics, bureaucracy, and it shouldn't be your final decision on moving over. For me, I find the Mato a great place to live. I find the property prices pretty low. I find the cost of living relatively low. I find the people friendly. I find the facilities very good. I find the events throughout the year are very good. Infrastructure's good. Transportation's good. The medical care is fantastic. Private or state. Got 2 very good hospitals in Torrevieja area. With my physio, I found them fantastic. When it wasn't healed the first time round, the guy just sat there, the doctor just went okay, had a quick look, and then just signed me on for another course. It just flowed. I've got nothing really to gripe about life in Spain. It's great. Kids get on very well at school. They're very embedded in the school, very content. I find it a very safe environment in this area. Yeah, there's no real downside. So, I mean, if there was anything for my Christmas message, is if you want to do something in life, plan it and look to do it. There will always be something out there that is sort of going to try and put a spanner in the works. But moving to Spain was one of the best decisions I've made. And yes, I'm young enough to adapt, which is why I don't really put an emphasis on if somebody's retired, because I can't really make your decisions for you. A, because I shouldn't, but B, I'm a different age group. But I do find that the life here is very good. If I was giving advice for somebody who was moving over, first thing is find somewhere that's suitable, because I know a lot of people do stuff on the internet and you can end up in an area you absolutely hate. Where we were down near Carrefour, didn't like it at all. Had some nice neighbours, then we had some nightmare neighbours. Problems with flooding, build was absolutely terrible. Had to fix the electrics. The block work was terrible, so it was hot in the summer and cold in the winter. It was a bad decision. We made that, but we call that the dark place as such. But you learn from it. So we moved back, and we're above the old apartment, funny enough. But the first thing is making sure you're getting in a place that you're going to be happy. Second one is try and embed as much as possible. Get to know your locals. Say hello even when they don't. I mean, because one of the things I do find is some of the Spaniards I know don't really talk too much if they know you're English. So if you make the effort, you'll find eventually they'll start talking with you every time they see you. But like the guys down here, he didn't talk to me for the first 2 years, I think it was. It was only when we moved to the other place and come back, he started talking to me. Now bear in mind, I said hello to him every time I seen him, but he just wouldn't speak to me. But I think he missed me when I wasn't there, because it was one of the, because in the winter there weren't many people around. So if you lose somebody that says hello to you every day, you notice it. So yeah, I mean, I seen him today, funny enough. But yeah, nice enough guy. But there is a sense of community, but you've got to get out there and engage with the people around you. Make them aware that, you're friendly, you want to meet people, you're up to getting involved in things, and you'll find you'll embed quite easily. What else would I say? Yeah, try and get out of holiday mode soon. I'm not saying your first month when you get to Spain, I recommend sort of just enjoying the environment, experiencing it, finding the places you like to eat, travelling around a little bit, get a feel for the place, and then start moving towards living in Spain. You know, budgeting, maybe looking for work, maybe start focusing on your long-term objectives, and where you want to be. You know, do you want to be part of, I don't know, a hiking group, a trekking group, a photography club, or are you more concerned about starting a small construction company or something else? Yeah, I say that first month, just take it easy. Second month, start focusing on getting yourself settled in the country. Because if you rush it all, you won't enjoy it. I mean, one thing I do find here is things take time. I mean, it's like the property business. We're not focused on hammering it home and forcing it in front of people. It's more a case of recommendations, word of mouth, doing a good job, high quality, and it slowly progresses. And because we're not really stressed about it and focused on it, it grows naturally, and that suits us, because we're not suddenly doing 40 apartments for cleaning change rounds, how it might be come summer. I'll hold that one. Yeah, you're not suddenly rushing to do it, but like that, we're going to be looking at getting a van so that we can do the laundries, so we can do the turnover much easier. The same as getting a bit more industrial equipment for doing some of the turnarounds a bit faster. You know, get decent steam cleaners and things like that. But the point being is, you do it little by little, step by step. One of the problems a lot of people do is they focus on trying to do it in the first 6 months with a limited budget. You'll burn that budget. If you ain't got enough money to get it set up to start with, you want to focus on getting a job, and then start developing that on the back of it. It's where a lot of people go wrong, because if you haven't got the budget, you get something come in that's expensive, whether it's an unknown bill, suddenly you need another license that you didn't have, or something else that throws a complete spanner in the works. You could be finished. So it's always worth having an emergency reserve. That's something we have. But even then, I'll be hitting my reserve when we buy the first property, which means my focus then is to get money back in the bank as quick as possible. But that all comes with adapting to the environment. And to be fair, most people should be doing it already, but I do hear things where people are one paycheck from bankruptcy and all this sort of stuff. But I don't have credit card debt. I don't have a mortgage yet. Our biggest bill is the rent. And ultimately, our focus is to get to a point where we have no mortgages and just simply paying electric, water and the annual taxes. We get there, I'll be quite happy. I can potter around just doing bits and pieces over the winter. By this time of year, this is perfect for bathroom refits, changing air conditioning units and prepping places for the summer. Liquor paint, tidying up, making it all pretty and nice. Yeah, I love it here. But my Christmas message is quite simple. Enjoy life, and if you do want to make a change, go for it. Thanks for watching.